boat is it?
Mac and Muff Graham's.
Where are Mac and Muff Graham?
They drowned.
Previously, Mac Graham and his wife Muff arrived on a deserted tropical island at the same time as Buck and Jennifer.
Hippies. Maybe they won't stay long.
Mac and Muff soon disappear under mysterious circumstances.
You murdered them.
And Jennifer and her boyfriend Buck are quickly arrested for boat theft.
Boat theft?
We can't go for murder without bodies.
Then find the bodies.
6 years later, on the same tropical island, one of the bodies washes ashore.
Definitely human. Probably a woman.
They're charging me and Buck with murder.
Jennifer's family asks #1 defense attorney Vince Bugliosi to take the case.
I didn't kill anyone.
Are you telling me that your boyfriend killed him and you knew nothing about it?
Have you reached a verdict?
When Buck stands trial separately for the murder of Muff Graham, his sentence is harsh and swift.
I know you did it, and now you're gonna pay for it.
And now, tonight, tensions mount on the island and in the courtroom as the shocking facts of the case are revealed.
Did you kill Mac or Muff Graham?
Did Jennifer conspire with Buck to commit murder?
She lied to us. They've reached a verdict.
A startling conclusion, and the sea will tell. Next.
When you compare this Tempo's operating costs to a similarly equipped Chevrolet Cavalier or Pontiac Sunbird, you can expect to pay $128 more per year. Raise any concerns? Everything you see on these four-door vehicles is covered by a single manufacturer's warranty. As I said, everything you see on these four-door vehicles is covered by a single manufacturer's warranty.
Presenting some of the 2,000 body parts you can clean with new Lever 2000 deodorant soap. Tough parts like those hard-working toes. Soft parts like the little divot under your nose. We do armpits, but we also do cheeks. That's cheeks. All without drying your skin like leading deodorant soaps, because new Lever 2000 has gentle skincare ingredients. You can even use it on baby parts, mama parts, and papa parts. New Lever 2000, a new deodorant soap that's better for your skin and all your 2,000 parts.
That's $1 million sunset, old girl. It's gonna be so good to retire out here. How much do you think we need? You got enough? You got the right bones buried? Got them all covered? How much is enough?
Today, Arnie is talking with us.
Beautiful.
He has his retirement safely covered.
And the sea will tell. The dramatic conclusion of a two-part CTV special presentation will continue in just a moment.
He has the face of an angel.
Channel me a spirit.
The charm of the devil.
Hear me when I say he's evil.
And the powers of a god. Satan also has one son. Warlock.
Starts Friday at a Cineplex Odeon Theater near you.
You've coped with your cold all day. Now it's okay to give in. Get relief from warm, comforting Neocitrin, the original hot lemon drink for your cold symptoms. Neocitrin, we've always been there.
In 5 years' time, it is projected that the Ford Tempo L will resale for less than the four-door Cavalier Sunbird. Isn't that like throwing away money as soon as you drive off the lot? The 1991 four-door Chevrolet Cavalier and Pontiac Sunbird, equipped with air and automatic transmission, use less gas than a similarly equipped Ford Tempo. How much? Here's a hint.
Although produced for television, And the Sea Will Tell deals with subject matter that may be inappropriate for younger viewers. Parental guidance and viewer discretion is recommended.
I don't know. It seems like the more time I spend with her, the less I think I know her. I mean, in my gut, I feel she couldn't have done it, but somehow...
I think we should consider a plea bargain, Vince.
Oh. Inoki make an offer?
No, but I think we should sound him out.
No way. No, out of the question.
The jury took exactly 90 minutes. 90 minutes to put Buck away. I mean, I talked to the foreman. They would have come back sooner, but somebody had to move his car.
Yeah, but the woman says she's innocent.
She's also facing life in prison. I think we've got a shot here, Vince. I mean, who the hell knows what a jury's going to do? Or how King is going to behave? You saw what he did to Partington. He shredded him.
I'll take care of that.
We can't decide this unilaterally. We have to put it to Jennifer.
You think the government's case is that strong?
There isn't anything connecting Jennifer to whatever happened on that island. No eyewitnesses, no murder weapons, no fingerprints. But a jury just convicted Buck on virtually the same evidence.
Buck did it. Jennifer?
I won't plead guilty to anything I didn't do. And I'm not spending any more time in jail, period.
Well, I guess we go to trial.
You're testing my patience, gentlemen. How long are these pre-trial motions going to go on?
Government's ready, Your Honor.
Your Honor, the defense would like to request a conference in chambers.
Why, chambers, counsel, as previously noted, there's no jury.
Personal matters.
You got a problem with your backhand, counsel?
No, sir, yours.
All right, Mr. Bugliosi, what's on your mind?
Your Honor, I sat through Buck Walker's trial, and I couldn't help noticing how you dealt with Walker's lawyer.
That's none of your business.
Respectfully, sir, it's very much my business. It goes to the stature and credibility a lawyer has to have with the jury. If I do anything that displeases you, even slightly, please register your displeasure outside the presence of the jury. Call a recess, whatever. If you demean me in front of the jury, there will be a price. I'll take you to the mat then and there. I have no choice. I hope I haven't offended you by being too blunt.
I'm sure you do, Mr. Bugliosi. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will not be sequestered during the presentation of this case, nor, I hope, during your deliberations. But I caution you not to discuss it with anyone.
Look at him, the Kansas Rock.
Why?
How could we have left him on? He looks like he'd vote to hang Mother Teresa.
The odds were worse. Anybody?
Hard to believe.
It's your turn, Mr. Renoki.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The Iola arrived at Palmyra leaking and without a working engine. Miss Jenkins and Mr. Walker were essentially marooned unless they could find other transportation. The relationship between the two couples deteriorated by August to the point they barely associated. In fact, Muff Graham was afraid of Mr. Walker and Miss Jenkins. When the Sea Wind reached Hawaii in October, it was repainted and re-registered. Miss Jenkins never mentioned the Grahams or their disappearance to anyone they met. Instead, they said that the Sea Wind was won in a gambling game. The evidence will show that the only persons who had access to Muff Graham, who had a motive to kill her, and who were the next persons seen alive on the Sea Wind after her death were Buck Walker and Jennifer Jenkins.
Now, you will hear from a witness who considered the Iola to be seaworthy. You will also be shown that Buck and Jennifer had a boat they could have gotten to another island on. In fact, they were planning such a trip. There was no evidence of enmity or open hostility between Buck and Jennifer and the Grahams. None. When you hear the facts, ladies and gentlemen, you will conclude that Jennifer Jenkins is not guilty.
Now, Mr. Shoemaker, on that Wednesday night, you were having another of your regularly scheduled conversations with the Grahams.
Yes.
What did you discuss on that occasion?
Well, mostly he was talking about exploring the island, how much fun it was. And I think that's the day the Leonards arrived.
Yeah, it pulled in this morning. Nice-looking cutter, about 40 feet. I can't say I'm happy about all their company, but Muff's glad to have somebody besides me and the hippies to talk to.
Say that again.
Jennifer's already been over on a borrowing expedition, but they haven't met good old Buck yet, so we gave him an earful.
Hi, welcome ashore.
Thank you.
Palmyra.
Hi, we're the Leonards. I'm Bernie, and it's my wife Evelyn.
Hello.
Hi, Evelyn.
Man, this is paradise, huh?
Well, it could be if, when old Buck wants some coconuts, know what he does? Cuts down the whole cotton-picking tree. Now, I thought hippies were supposed to care about the land, stuff like that. I mean, the guy goes fishing with a .38. All in all, I'd have to say the big buck is not exactly adapting efficiently to life in the wild. Listen, before I forget, you hear anything about when their friends are coming down?
Haven't heard a thing.
Okay, I'll tell them. I guess I'll sign off, buddy. Good to talk. Muff sends her love.
Same from this end. You take care of yourself down there.
This is the Sea Wind on Palmyra, out.
You know, you sound tough, but you do act like you feel responsible for them. You're giving him cigarettes, you're giving her fish.
What am I supposed to do, let the fish rot?
But it just encourages them to stay, that's all. Why do you do it? You're not afraid of him.
Don't be ridiculous.
Mr. Shoemaker, I want to move to the last conversation you had with Mac Graham before he disappeared. I believe that was August 28th. Was there anything special about that last transmission?
Well, just as we were getting started, there was some commotion up on deck, and he said, I guess they've made a truce.
I guess they made a truce?
That's right.
Well, whom do you think he meant by they?
Jennifer and Muff.
What do you understand from Mac's reply, I guess they made a truce?
That Jennifer and Muff had a fight, or somebody had a fight, but now they made up.
Thank you, Mr. Shoemaker. Your witness.
Mr. Shoemaker, apart from this alleged truce incident, was the rest of your communication with Mac Graham on the evening of August 28th basically just routine conversation?
Pretty much.
Nothing else comes to mind?
No.
Of course, you realize the importance of your testimony. in that it suggests that there was hostility between the Grahams and the accused. And it also places Jennifer in close proximity to the Grahams at about the time they disappeared. So this truce incident is what you remember most about this last conversation?
Yes.
It sticks out above all else?
Yes.
Do you remember being interviewed by FBI Special Agent Tom Kilgore?
Yes, I do.
And the express purpose of this interview was to find out everything you knew about the Grahams and their disappearance?
Yes.
Mr. Shoemaker, if this incident actually took place, is there any reason why, during this entire conversation, this entire interview with Mr. Kilgore, you failed to mention the incident? Any reason at all?
Tell me more about this vegetable garden.
Come on, Vince, give her a break.
There'll be plenty of time for breaks after the trial. The question is whether it's going to be here or in some federal prison.
What's the big deal? It's just like I said, a vegetable garden.
Shows you're running out of food. That's a motive.
We were running out of food. What I call food, anyway. Just getting a wheelbarrow full of dirt could be a day's work. There wasn't much real dirt around. I put the garden on top of an old army bunker to keep it safe from the crabs and the rats. I planted my seeds, but I was sure hoping it wouldn't be long before Buck's friends showed up with some real supplies.
Hey, baby. How's that penthouse garden coming? We getting close to planning?
A week, maybe. You'd look faster if you'd give me a hand.
Men hunt. Women garden.
Okay, Hemingway, where's dinner?
No luck today. Why don't you make us some chili with the rest of that dried beef?
We're out of beans and beef. Honey, what are we gonna do if Daryl and Georgie don't show?
They're coming.
You should put that thing away. You know how much I hate guns.
It's a tool.
It's a gun. It kills things.
Knock it off, will you? 1,000 miles from nowhere, we'd not have to be nuts not to protect ourselves.
Protect ourselves? From who? Mac and Muff? Bernie and Evelyn? Give me a break. Anyway, what have we got anyone would want to steal?
There are many decongesting cold tablets that relieve head cold congestion. They're effective. But if you want fast relief, a nasal spray begins to work in seconds, reaching peak effectiveness in 5 minutes. It actually shrinks swollen membranes to relieve your congestion. Used as directed, a nasal spray like long-lasting Dristan nasal mist will last up to 12 hours. So you only need to use it twice a day.
You've already heard me talk about how much more you get in a Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz, so let's talk about less. As in less expensive than Cavalier. Once again, you get a lot more in Tempo and Topaz.
Esso has a secret to share with you.
It's this coupon booklet full of secret savings and surprises.
Every time you pull in, we reveal what you win.
Fill up with 25 liters or more and get at least $1 off. Or you could win one of hundreds of exciting prizes. $25,000 in cash. RCA color televisions, Florida vacations from Canadian Holidays, or Ford Aerostars.
We really do appreciate your business. And this is our way of saying thanks for stopping.
Kevin was known as a colorful character. One day, while he was eating his Rainbow Chips Ahoy cookie, he came upon Mrs. Green and her dog Blackie, whom he had met sometime earlier. And what did Mr. Christie say? Nice little idea, Kevin. New bite-sized mini Rainbow Chips Ahoy from Mr. Christie and Kevin.
Grandfathers are wise. They know about the old ways and tell you stories about when they were young. Grandfathers know how to make things and can show you how. They look at you a lot, and when you look at them, grandfathers always smile at you.
Grandfathers, that's what Bell Long Distance is for.
If you're looking for information on deposit insurance, we've made it easier to track down. Just look for the new CDIC membership sign at financial institutions. Eligible deposits are insured for up to $60,000 per institution wherever you find our sign. And brochures are found inside. For more information, just give the Canada Deposit Insurance Corporation a call.
You've heard me talk about how much more you get in a Ford Tempo and Mercury Topaz, so let's talk about less. As in less expensive than Cavalier. You get a lot more in Tempo and Topaz.
Thursday.
I am the reporter here, not you.
5 years in the joint, you lose your sense of diplomacy.
I want you on the story to keep it honest.
Well, I want her working with a reporter, not you.
I have had it.
ENG, Thursday on CTV.
Mr. Leonard, during the time that you and your wife spent on Palmyra in the summer of 1974, did you see Jennifer Jenkins and Buck Walker together with Mac and Muff Graham?
Oh, yes. The first time was when Buck came over to the Seawind and challenged Mac to a game of chess. I was kind of surprised Buck even played chess, but it turned out he wasn't half bad.
Like to play for a little something just to make it interesting? What'd you have in mind? How about our outboard motor against, say, pound of flour? Your outboard doesn't work. If it did, I wouldn't be putting it up against a pound of flour now, would I? Besides, you can probably fix it. You're on.
Of course, everything on the island is so strange anyway, but the idea of planting a garden on a corrugated iron roof is really, really ambitious.
Maybe so, but if hard work means anything, that girl's gonna have fresh vegetables.
I think it's safe to say there wasn't any love lost between Buck and Mac. But then, there wasn't any love lost between Buck and anybody on that boat. Well, where I come from, that's check and mate. I'll be damned. Guess you figured I get clobbered, huh, Vern? Rematch? Another time, old buddy. Just take my flour and be on my way. Don't make plans for tomorrow night. My place at sunset. You're all invited. Especially you, Evelyn. Many thanks.
You scared the hell out of me. Oh.
Okay.
Make a wish.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, here you go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mac. To my birthday and our 6-week anniversary on Palmyra.
Chin chin. All right.
Cheers. Cheers.
You bet.
Man, you people. Talk about uptight. You drink scotch. You smoke cigarettes all day long, but someone offers you some nice, homegrown weed, and it's like, eek, man, hippies. I mean, what is it with you? You sail thousands of miles, you end up in paradise where you could drop acid all day long and nobody give a damn? Would you bring your holier-than-thou attitudes right with you? I mean, why bother?
Hogwash.
What?
You heard me.
Hogwash? The man said hogwash. How about balderdash? Want to hit me with some balderdash, big fella?
What I'd like to hit you with is a 2x4.
Uh-oh. Little violent talk there.
Come on, honey, it's my birthday.
He started it. Want to talk about Vietnam? Let's talk about Vietnam, Mr. Nixon lover.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's late. Thanks for the party.
Honey.
Let's talk about disloyalty and treason and how we could have won that war if people like you...
Mac, please.
People like me what?
Stop it, Roy. You're gonna get it.
Hey, let's have a nightcap. Come on, the night is young. Come on, Bernie, bring your beer.
Right on. Why let that loudmouth spoil our fun?
Poor Jennifer. We're leaving tomorrow.
Why?
I'm scared to death of him, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
I wish we were going with you.
Well, why don't you? There are plenty of other islands.
Enough. Jen, stop it. Relax.
Relax. That jury's gonna find me guilty.
Don't talk that way. We haven't even had our innings yet.
I can see the way they look at me.
From the very first day, those people decided I was guilty. It's like they weren't even listening to what was being said.
Now, in your own words, Mr. Wolf, will you please tell the court how you came to meet the defendant?
Well, when we first pulled in, the only boats on Palmyra were the Iola and the Sealand. Not long after we set anchor, this very neighborly woman popped up.
Ahoy, Lower!
Morning!
I'm Jennifer.
Tom, Norman.
Welcome to paradise.
Thanks. What's this?
Good, huh? Coconut meal and flour. Glad to make you some more if you got the flour.
That's terrific, but actually we're only going to be here a couple of days.
Hey, we're talking home-baked bread, fresh out of the oven. I hate to brag, but I've got to be the best bread maker in 1,000 miles.
Sure, why not? How much flour do you need?
As much as you can spare.
It seemed a little too neighborly, if you know what I mean. But then I met up with Mac Graham. He told me straight off that Buck and Jennifer were just plain hungry.
You do that often?
Not as often as he needs coconuts.
How bad off are they?
Well, they're pretty much out of staples, but some friends are supposed to come down with supplies. There's been no word yet.
So So, this Jennifer, she married to that yo-yo?
Who knows these days?
She's pretty cute.
Yeah, I wouldn't try anything.
Hey, just an observation. Nice.
You have to keep everything covered or oiled down to keep it from rusting, but we get the job done.
So what's going to happen if their friends don't resupply them?
So they talked about Fanning Island, but their outboard's froze up, so they'd have to make it under sail.
Straight into the wind? In that tub? Forget it.
Tell them. You got long hair and a beard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
What's this?
I was here when I found the place. I just haven't got around to moving it. Rat poison.
I object, Your Honor. Order! Overruled!
There is not one speck of evidence to show that Muff was poisoned, and they keep trying to put rat poison in the bread. Its relevance is clearly outweighed by its prejudicial impact. Your Honor, under Rule 403...
I know all about Rule 403. How about it, Mr. Inoki?
Your Honor, it goes to Mac and Muff's state of mind. Wolf saw the rat poison the first time he went into the workshop, but when he went back again with Sanders, it was gone.
What's the matter? There were some boxes here on the bench.
What kind of boxes?
Rat poison. 3 or 4 cases, they're gone.
So what? He probably moved them. Maybe he's out feeding the little buggers. God knows there's enough of them.
Yeah. Probably right.
Hi, come on board. Mac will be right up.
Thought you might like this. It's Australian.
Oh, lovely. Okay. Everything all right, honey?
Yeah, except your mother's roses have aphids.
Ah, housewarming.
Oh, thanks. Our friend's little resupply mission isn't coming down for another 2 months.
Maybe that means they'll have to leave.
Well, I'm sure as hell not keeping them afloat.
Well, here's to paradise.
Paradise.
So, you finally got around to moving those boxes of rat poison in your workshop?
I didn't move anything. I haven't been in that workshop since we were there yesterday.
Well, they're gone. I was showing Norm around. I think you guys ought to be careful.
Is careful enough for you?
Cute.
Yeah, but this isn't. Neither of these.
Mac, do you know where you might have put... What's going on?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Everything's under control.
There you go. Smells great, Jennifer.
Eat, while it's still warm.
You guys got any dope?
Nope.
Got a match?
Hey, is your name Roy or Buck?
Is your name Tom, Dick, or Harry?
Are you out of your mind?
Probably. Just don't need it, okay?
What I want. That's fine.
All rise.
Ladies and gentlemen, I see it's 3:45, so rather than press on, we'll adjourn for the day. You're advised not to...
We kept it out. No phony baloney rat poison
I'd
testimony.
even go so far as to say don't listen to any radio news, because in an extended case...
This is a giant pain relief molecule, a milestone in analgesic research. From it, we've developed acetaminophen formula 222AF. 222AF delivers fast, effective pain relief that doesn't cause stomach upset. Once you try it, you may never want to use anything else. From this to this. 222AF.
Fast pain relief from Frost.
Destination? Banana Beach. Cotton meets color. At Sears. Your money's worth and more.
Lots of good things are tied into being an adult. But there are some bad things, like tartar, that has to be scraped off your teeth. There's proof that Colgate Mint fights cavities and tartar buildup above the gum line. Colgate's tartar-fighting toothpaste. For the kind of care your teeth deserve.
The trouble with Honey Nut cornflakes is they're just too good to miss. People will do just about anything for that light taste of honey and real nuts. Sprinkled on crunchy flakes of corn. Kellogg's Honey Nut Corn Flakes. The trouble is, they taste too good.
What is refreshing? It's the taste. The taste that could only come from a cold blue light right out of the ice. Now that's refreshing.
For all the driving hazards winter may throw your way, we introduce the new full-time four-wheel drive Subaru Legacy. Because you can't control the conditions you drive in, we make sure you can control the car. The Subaru Legacy is renowned for its legendary full-time four-wheel drive. So when the weather goes to the dogs, your Subaru comes to the rescue.
Destination, Banana Beach. Cotton meets color. At Sears, your money's worth and more.
Toloa left a few days later. So we were alone with Mac and Muff again. Actually, after my birthday party, things between me and Buck were going pretty good. We didn't see the Grahams again till... Oh, yes. I was taking a shower.
Oops, I forgot the shampoo.
I'll get it. What sayest thou, Muffers? Care to join us for a little douche, as the French call it?
Mac.
Mac.
Mac!
Mac! It's okay, honey. We're all friends here, right? What's going on? Hey!
Nothing. Let's take our shower later.
Did he say something?
No, let's just go.
You keep your mouth off my wife, understand? And get some clothes on. You're not alone on this island.
Don't tell him you're sorry.
Sorry for what? It's supposed to be paradise, remember?
Adam and Eve, remember?
Muff? Can I come aboard?
Sure, come on.
I just wanted to apologize for Buck.
It wasn't your fault.
He didn't mean it.
It's okay, it's done. Want to come visit? Can I get you some lemonade?
Sure, great. Haven't seen one of these in a while.
How low are you on provisions?
Okay. I
trying to conserve. Not easy, you know. Buck eats like a shark.
Jennifer, do you want to be here?
Where?
Here. On this island, living like this, with the crabs and the coconuts and the seabirds that never shut up.
I don't know. Depends on the day. Like today, forget it.
I've got this daydream. Well, it's all the time, really. I'm walking down the main street in Del Mar. And there's a little shop that has the cutest things in it. It's named Wendy's. And I go in, and I visit with the owner for a while. And maybe I buy something small. And then I go and have lunch with my girlfriend at Blue Box. And I go and pick Mac up at the office. We go to the movies. I love going to the movies. I'd see anything at all. I just love it. Nice dinner. Oh, Jennifer just came by to apologize.
Buck really is sorry.
Okay. Hold on. What'd you tell her?
Tell her what?
About your friends. I talked to Shoemaker, and they're not coming down, or at least for another couple of months.
Oh, well. Banning, here we come.
I'm sorry, honey.
Not coming? They better come.
Frankly, I never thought they would.
What the hell would you know?
Come on, it's not so bad. Max says he'll buy our generator for $50. At least we'll have some money to spend when we get to Fanning.
If we get to Fanning.
We'll get there.
Yeah? Well, let's say we do. What are we supposed to do for a generator when we get back?
Max says we can still use it as long as we're both still on the island.
Mac's quite a guy, huh? Buys our generator, lets us keep it. Why do you suppose he did that, honey?
I guess he feels sorry for us, honey.
You think so? I never noticed him feeling sorry for me.
Who cares why he did it? He did it.
Think maybe he was feeling sorry for you?
Yep, maybe. So what?
Is that all he felt, honey? Out there in the bush? His little workshop? You sure he didn't feel something else?
Oh, when am I going to learn? Losers every time.
What did you say to me?
Get out of it.
So there was tension in the air when you decided to leave for Fanning?
To put it mildly, Buck and I weren't even speaking. It was strange to be packing up, even though we planned to return with food and supplies. I mean, we were facing another ocean voyage, this time sailing against the wind and the current in a leaky boat with nothing to eat but coconuts. Not exactly my idea of a good time. The closer we got to leaving, the better Palmyra looked.
Just your leavings. You don't mind, do you?
Be my guest.
Yeah, I feel that way sometimes.
What was that?
What's this for?
Going away present.
I don't need no handouts.
Yeah, you do.
Don't buck.
You bastard. No sweat, baby. Everything's under control.
What do you mean everything's under control? Nothing's under control.
A CTV News Update. Here is Lloyd Robertson.
Good evening. The Allies continue the war against Iraq's shattered army as Saddam Hussein's forces flee Kuwait City. Jubilation in the city as troops raise the Kuwaiti flag and residents begin to move about more easily for the first time in months. A tough federal budget today with lots of spending cuts and wage restraint for public servants. Craig Oliver will have details. These stories and more tonight on the CTV News.
What's there to do for fun in a place like Tippo-We-Go Falls? Why did the Honda owner wash her Civic hatchback twice in one day? Because he just polished off 2 more awards. Butter. Doesn't take much.
Where's the cheese? It's Jimmy. Katie! Are you looking for something, Jane? Cheese for me, please. 1 chunk or 2.
There was no joy in Diaperville. The team was all wet. First Lulu struck out, then Pee-wee. But hold on, fans, don't fret. Here comes Mighty Huggies with its driest diaper yet.
Yes, fans, Huggies have leak shields to help block leaks and a unique middle layer to keep baby skin dry.
Now the pitcher throws his fastball, and now the game is won. For Huggies has come through, and it's a home run. Huggies for dry and happy sports fans.
Movie star Nick Lang wanted to find out what it was like to play a real-life cop.
That's my character, Rance. That's my guy. If I can taste his world, if I can walk his beat,
If I can get under his skin, I will nail this part. All right, just stop.
He's about to find out the hard way. Michael J. Fox, James Woods.
Somebody call a cop!
The Hard Way.
I mean, another cop besides me.
Starts Friday, March 8th at theaters everywhere.
I'm living for today, and now it's time to go and play. I'm out of here. Hit the road and travel light, see the world do it right. Now I'm out of here. All those years of walking down these hallowed halls, there must be life outside these walls, and I know that I'll never get this chance again.
The remarkably spacious Civic four-door sedan. When you work all day in economy, it's nice to retire to a first-class lounge. Perform this simple addition, and the sum of the parts nicely adds up.
The day before we were leaving for Fanning, Buck said he'd seen Mac and he'd asked us over for dinner on the Sea Wind. Memory going through my mind that Mac didn't seem like the kind of guy to let bygones be bygones that easily. Anyway, before dark, off we went. Ahoy, Sea Wind!
Dinner guest requested permission to come aboard.
You sure we're invited?
No, I dreamed it. Honey said they were going to try for Bonito. If they didn't make it back in time, we should just come on board and make ourselves at home.
They were going to be late. How come they didn't put the lights on?
How the hell should I know?
Come aboard and make yourself at home. Sure doesn't sound like Matt.
Well, how do you explain this? As far as I'm concerned, they can be as late as they want. Oh, wait a minute. Ta-da. Oh, baby. A little brandy.
Honey, I don't know.
Come on. It's all right.
Do something, honey.
There's nothing to do. Search in the dark, we just get lost ourselves. Relax. Baby, we probably just went outside the reef and had trouble getting back. Just waiting for it to get light themselves. You know?
Mac? Muff? Buck, wake up. They're not back. Come on, Buck, we've got to start looking. Damn it, Buck, wake up!
they beached themselves, it wouldn't be upside down.
What do you say?
They had some kind of accident out there. It flipped over and floated in.
Oh, God! Keep thinking about Muff buying that cute little dress in Delmar, then picking up Mac and going to the movies. She once said that Mac and Buck were kind of alike. At the time, I thought it was ridiculous.
What do those two possibly feel like?
How about me and Muff? Two dopey bimbos who were willing to do anything our men wanted.
Not anything.
No, Vince, it wasn't like that. I wasn't like Susan What's-her-name or any of those other Manson girls who sat around stoned waiting for Charlie to crack the whip. That's what you were thinking, wasn't it?
No. Only the jury has to understand that even though you love Buck, there was a line you wouldn't go beyond. Yeah? That's crucial.
How long have you been married, Vince?
23 years. Why?
Ever push your wife around?
Never.
You sure? Just a little?
Could we please get back to talking about the case?
We are talking about the case.
Okay, you searched for 4 days, then what? How'd you decide what to do next?
I didn't decide. Buck did. He said we were sailing the sea wind back to Hawaii. I said the hell we were. And he said if I didn't want to, I could stay on the island and wait till somebody showed up. Or I could sail the Iola wherever I wanted to alone. Neither of those two ideas particularly appealed to me.
When did you know Buck wasn't going to return the sea wind?
I think I knew it from the beginning. Just never faced it. Till we were out at sea and Buck told me he had opened the Iola's petcocks. He said he couldn't return it because he was still a fugitive. So we just sailed the sea wind for a couple of years, and then he'd turned the boat in and himself like we'd originally planned. I knew it was all crap. Well, I don't know. I guess I still loved him, so I wanted to believe it. Anyway, there wasn't much I could do because the Iola was already sinking. I loved that slum of a boat. Knew every inch of her. Thought she was going to take us someplace safe.
That's great, Philip. Now go along and play. At Fordham Motors in Rodney, we've been giving our customers super small-town deals for over 60 years. We're the only GM dealer in southwestern Ontario that sells the full line of Pontiacs, Buicks, Chevrolets, Oldsmobiles, and GM trucks. If you're looking for a new car or truck, we hope you'll come see us at Fordham Motors in Rodney, halfway between London and Chatham. Philip, put down that car.
Bacon cheddar curly fries, bacon cheddar curly fries, bacon cheddar curly fries, and only for $2.99. Arby's roast beef crispy bacon, lots of tangy processed cheese, and potato, make it curly, fry it crispy happily. Come to Arby's, taste the difference, only for a short time. Bacon cheddar curly fries, and only for $2.99. Wow! Bacon cheddar curly fries, bacon cheddar curly fries, bacon cheddar curly fries, and only for $2.99. $2.99?
So, you and the bear are gonna brush your teeth, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Watch the brush. Well, now, you don't care about the icky dirt that might be deep down in that sink, but your mom cares. She cleaned it with Comet. It's got Chlorinol Plus, a power bleach. Comet gets the soap scum on the surface, then gets the dirt deep down below the surface, too. Oh, watch the cup. That's okay. That's why there's Comet. Deep down, you know it's clean. Also available in a fresh lemon scent.
For your next vacation, visit another world. A world that grabs your imagination and never lets go. This is Walt Disney World with Epcot Center. Magnificent resorts. The Magic Kingdom. And the Disney MGM Studios theme park. The Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. The most unbelievable vacation on Earth.
Gail? Gail?
Surprise! Happy birthday.
Oh, he almost gave me a coroner. What's not my birthday?
I didn't say it was your birthday.
No, but somewhere, someplace, it's someone's birthday.
Gail, what is this?
The government's going to rest its case soon, right?
Huh?
Well, then it'll be your turn. And you will be at your absolute craziest, most super paranoid, ready to attack everybody and anybody. So I'm spreading good cheer right here and now to help keep you from fighting with your co-counsel, your client, the judge, bellhops, waiters, parking lot attendants, perfect strangers. About time.
Thank you. Gail, she's making me crazy. I've never been so unsure of a client in my life.
You saying she's guilty?
Oh, God, don't say that, no. No, I don't believe that. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying she acts guilty. Now, there's something inside her, something hidden, something that's eating at her. When I'm alone, I'm fine. When I'm working up the transcripts or from notes. But when she's with me, I don't know, I feel it. It's almost like there's a third person in the room. First, I only felt it some of the time. Now I'm conscious of it all the time. And it terrifies me. Because I'm afraid if I feel it, I'm going to convey it to the jury.
Yeah. What does Len say?
Oh, Len thinks I'm around the bend. But he works with guilty people all the time, so it doesn't bother him.
Maybe she acts guilty because she's innocent.
I beg your pardon?
Well, if Buck killed these people, Jennifer can't help but feel in some way responsible, whether she knew anything about it or not, right?
Right. Unless, of course, she acts guilty because she is guilty.
She isn't making you crazy, honey. You're making you crazy. Happy birthday.
Did the defendant tell you anything about what happened to the Iola?
She said they were towing the Iola with the sea wind, but that the Iola got hung up on a reef and they were unable to dislodge it, so they left the boat there and sailed away on the sea wind.
Did Miss Jenkins say anything about why they were using the sea wind in the first place?
She stated that since the Grahams had invited them for dinner and said, make yourselves at home, she rationalized that to mean if anything happened to the Grahams, she and Buck could take possession of the sea wind.
Your witness, Mr. Bugliosi. With respect to this interview of Jennifer on the Coast Guard cutter on October 29th of 1974, she was very, very eager, was she not, to tell you what happened on Palmyra?
Yes, sir, she was.
In fact, she was so eager that even while you were advising her of her constitutional rights, she was interrupting you to tell you what happened.
Yes, sir, that's true.
Did you tape record Jennifer's interview with you?
No, I did not.
You didn't? And why not?
Well, we found that when we do that, we rely too much on the recorder and not on what's being said.
So if someone wanted to verify your recollection of what Jennifer had told you, there is absolutely no way on earth they could do that. Isn't that true, Mr. Shishido?
I guess you could say so.
What the hell is going on?
I don't know. She was all over me.
Yeah, to put it mildly. What kind of behavior?
I didn't know what to do. What could I do? I couldn't push her away in front of the jury.
You haven't,
You crazy? No. No.
I'll talk to her.
Been through the Shishida stuff a million times. Just once, I'd like to eat my dinner without you firing questions at me.
Jennifer, I don't know how to say this, except straight out. You gotta stop flirting with Len.
Go to hell, Vince.
Go to hell? Go to hell? You have just done something so self-destructive you could put yourself in jail for the rest of your life, and you tell me to go to hell? Jennifer, I don't get it. I give you a pad. I tell you to write down things, anything that'll help your case. And what did you come up with so far? Nothing. Nothing, only excuses. I was too tired. I had a headache. I didn't have time. Look, I know how lonesome you must be. And I understand how easy it is for a client and an attorney to develop an attraction for each other. But if you were trying to give that jury a reason to find you guilty, you've just done one fine job. If the jury sees that you haven't got enough self-control to keep from acting like that in an open court, they just might conclude that on an island alone with a man that you admitted you were in love with, you just may not have had enough self-control to keep from doing anything that he wanted you to do. Do you understand me? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah, I understand. What? There's more?
I just want you to know that I'm aware of what a pain in the ass I can be. It's all right. There you go. It's all right. It's gonna be all right.
Your Honor, the government rests.
Mr. Bugliosi? The defense calls Deborah Noland. Debbie, in 1973, you and your then boyfriend stayed for a time with Buck Walker and Jennifer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you say that you developed a close relationship with Jennifer during that period of time?
Yes, I became very close to her.
And based on your association with her and your knowledge of Jennifer, do you have an opinion as to whether she is a violent or non-violent person?
Oh, definitely a non-violent person. Loving to animals and to people and mothering everybody.
And during your friendship with Jennifer, were you aware of her relationship to Buck Walker?
Yes. I kept insisting she get rid of him, but she saw some spark of goodness, something in there that with the proper love and acceptance could be nurtured and brought out.
Now, Mr. Schultz, based on your association with Jennifer Jenkins, do you have an opinion as to whether she is a violent or non-violent person?
I cannot imagine Jennifer being involved in violence in any way.
Mr. Schultz, in 1975, before Buck Walker was sentenced for boat theft, did you write a letter to the court in which you said you did not consider him to be a violent person?
Well, yes, but that was before...
In that letter, did you say that among the people you knew who knew Buck Walker, he had no reputation for violence or even aggressiveness?
I might have written something to that effect.
So, just as you vouched for Buck Walker's character for non-violence, you are appearing here to vouch for Jennifer Jenkins' character for non-violence.
Well, it's not exactly the same.
Would you say that Jennifer Jenkins was more non-violent than Buck Walker was non-violent?
I don't know how to answer that question.
I'm not surprised. No further questions.
Well, I guess I've you to thank, Vince, because after you, Inoki's going to seem like a pussycat.
I wouldn't be too sure of that.
All right, I just want to go over the events of August 30th, 1974, the day Macamuff disappeared.
Jeez, Vince, not again.
I'm sorry again. You remember everything that happened that day?
Pretty much.
How?
What do you mean?
Well, that was over 12 years ago. How can you remember?
For God's sakes, Vince, because it was the day whatever happened, happened.
First of all, answer just as if you were in the courtroom.
Right. I remember because it was the day Mac and Muff disappeared.
No good. No good. You didn't know they disappeared until 6 o'clock. How can you remember what happened before 6?
I just told you.
You couldn't have known they were going to disappear unless you'd been planning to kill them. Now, you answer like that, and somebody on that jury is going to start thinking like that.
And don't ask me the stupid question.
No, I have to ask it, and you have to answer it. Or the jury's going to ask it when they start deliberating and come up with their own answer. Now, how is it you can remember what happened before 6 on August 30th?
All right. I remember because it was the day before we left for Fanning.
Good. Remember that. All right, going on.
I can't, Vince. I'm whipped.
You haven't got time to be whipped. Now, come on, get up. Splash some water on your face. Drink some coffee. Come on.
I said I can't.
In view of the lateness of the hour, we'll adjourn till tomorrow morning.
All right.
Jennifer, take the night off. Everybody better get a good night's sleep, because tomorrow we hit back.
Vince, we need to talk.
Talk?
Would you mind waiting outside for a minute, please? Ted, Gil?
Sure, no problem. I'll wait for you in the hall, honey.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been thinking about this all week. I've talked it over with Jennifer, and she agrees. We don't think she should testify.
Not testify? Well, you mean not take the stand at all?
She is the weakest part of our case.
Weakest? She is our case. She's all we've got.
Oh, come on, Vince.
Look, Jennifer, let me make this really simple. If you don't take the stand on your own behalf, you're going to prison.
When you compare this Tempo's operating costs to a similarly equipped Chevrolet Cavalier or Pontiac Sunbird, you can expect to pay $128 more per year. Raise any concerns? Everything you see on these four-door vehicles is covered by a single manufacturer's warranty. As I said, everything you see on these four-door vehicles is covered by a single manufacturer's warranty.
You know, you can't make a silk purse out of a sour peach. Take your Del Monte fruit and juice. For to get a natural taste, Del Monte picks only the sweetest, ripest peaches and packs them in juice. They've added no sugar, no syrup, no siree. They're sweet, they're ripe, they're perfect. And like they say in the orchard, good things come in trees. For quality, it's Del Monte, eh?
Oliver Stone, Academy Award-winning director of Platoon and Born on the 4th of July, now takes you to the heart of the 60s.
The planet is screaming for change, Morrison. We gotta make the myths.
And inside the legend of Jim Morrison.
Let's just say I was testing the bounds of reality.
The Doors, an Oliver Stone film.
Starts Friday, March 1st at a theater near you.
And The Sea Will Tell, the dramatic conclusion of a two-part CTV special presentation, will return after these messages.
clubs across Canada, there's one that has no membership fees, no initiation, and no dues. It has no weekly meetings or annual conventions. But what it does have, perhaps surprisingly, is over 3 million members. It's called the Sears Club, and if you're a member, you get points every time you use your Sears credit card. Points that can be redeemed for almost anything in the store or catalog. Things like appliances, clothing, new carpeting. Welcome to the club. In 5 years' time, it is projected that the Ford Tempo L will resale for less than the four-door Cavalier Sunbird. Isn't that like throwing away money as soon as you drive off the lot? The 1991 four-door Chevrolet Cavalier and Pontiac Sunbird, equipped with air and automatic transmission, use less gas than a similarly equipped Ford Tempo. How much? Here's a hint.
I don't care how poised she is or how persuasive you are. If she takes a stand, Inoki gets a shot at her.
You can handle Inoki.
It's not worth it. She's vulnerable. He'll bring up all the stuff from the boat theft trial when she was lying her head off.
About peripheral matters.
Vince, who cares? I've been watching this jury, and I think we're in trouble. Now, if Inoki can make Jennifer look like a liar...
No.
If he can show she lied to 12 honest citizens just like them, then they're going to come back with a guilty verdict even faster than Buck's jury did. And the Kansas Rock is just looking for an excuse.
Well, how is the Kansas Rock and the rest of that jury going to feel when this woman, who's been accused of a brutal, cold-blooded, greed-inspired murder, won't walk the 10 steps of that witness box to deny it?
It's too dangerous.
Jennifer, listen to me. Listen to me. You know how we're going to deal with this boat trial stuff. We've talked about it 100 times. I'm going to ask you about the lies on direct, and then you get a chance to explain them. I'll ask you about every single time you bent the truth. Inoki will have nothing left to attack with. No lies to reveal to the jury, because we'll have dealt with them our way, not his.
No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. But it's your life. I'll go along with whatever you decide.
I won't.
Now, wait a minute.
Jennifer, you're not just our best defense. You're our only defense. I believe in you. I believe in you, but only if you believe in yourself. Only if you'll walk up on that witness stand and defend yourself. But if you won't, I can't continue to defend you.
What, I have to decide now?
I'm afraid so.
Vince is right. I have to tell him what happened.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name.
Jennifer Jenkins.
You may be seated.
Jennifer, you're probably going to be in that chair for 1 or 2 days. But right at the top of your testimony, I'd like to ask you these questions. Did you kill or participate in any way whatsoever in the killing of Mac or Muff Graham?
No. I swear by all that I hold dear that I have never harmed any human being in my whole life.
Do you have any personal knowledge of who may have killed him?
No, I do not.
All right, then. Going back to 1972, Jennifer, you've heard testimony at this trial that Buck did in fact have a gun on Pelham.
Yes.
Did you go along with that?
Well, Buck insisted that anyone who sailed the open seas should have some means of protection, and so I went along with that.
Was there anything else about Buck that attracted you to him?
He was funny. He made me laugh.
Was it your intention when you arrived in Palmyra to live off the provisions that you brought with you?
No, we planned to supplement our provisions off foods available on Palmyra.
Jennifer, did you believe everything that Buck had told you up to that point?
Yes. Buck never said or did anything to make me think anything other than the Mac and Muff had gone fishing and not come back.
Would you characterize yourself as a suspicious person?
No. My mother always said I was far too trusting.
On August 30th, 1974, did you see either Mac or Muff?
No.
You heard no gunshots, no screams?
No.
So there was absolutely nothing that might arouse your suspicion?
No.
Now, Jennifer, there were times during the sequence of events which you just described, in which you told things to people who've testified at this trial. When you've told them things that were not true, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And you also done things that you knew were wrong at the time, is that correct?
Yes.
For example, at a previous procedure in 1975 for the theft of the Sea Wind, you testified that in towing the Iola out of the harbor at Palmyra, the Iola got stuck on the reef. You couldn't get her free, so you and Buck left it in the channel. That testimony, I take it, was not the truth. Is that correct?
That's correct. Buck sank the Iola.
And when you were interrogated by FBI agent Shishido on October 29th of 1974, did you tell him that same untruthful story?
Yes.
Can you tell this jury why you lied?
Well, I thought that Mac and Muff had died in a fishing accident. And Buck and I were on the run, like we'd been on the run since we left Hawaii. And I knew that if I told the truth, Buck would probably get caught. What you have to understand is that Buck's reality became my reality. He was a fugitive on the run, and I was running with him.
So, you did what you did to save Buck Walker.
Yes.
To keep him from getting caught.
Yes.
Because you loved him?
Yes.
Do you still love him?
No.
Louder, please.
No.
Jennifer, as this judge and this jury are your witness, as God above is your witness, did you have anything whatsoever to do with the deaths of Mac or Muff Graham?
No.
No further questions. Your witness.
Miss Jenkins, you heard testimony from witnesses in this trial that you are a non-violent person, yes?
Yes.
Is it also your testimony that you wouldn't associate with violent people?
I would not associate with anyone that was doing a violent act.
Do you consider shooting people to be violent?
Yes, I consider shooting people violent.
In 1975, you were living in the Puaku area of the Big Island. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you similarly inclined at the time? That is to say, that you were a non-violent person?
Yes.
Then you still had the same beliefs you had in 1973?
And which I still have.
During the time you lived in Puaku in 1975, did you come to have a boyfriend named Joe Buffalo?
Yes.
And did you come to find out while going with Mr. Buffalo that he shot and killed a man in California? Is that correct?
Yes.
You knew that he was wanted by the authorities in connection with this shooting. Isn't that right?
Yes.
She lied to us.
She didn't lie. She just didn't tell us.
Oh, for God's sake.
So clients lie to their lawyers all the time.
Not my clients.
Come on, Vince. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, no? Then how come I'm hearing trumpets? Lynn, we spent this entire trial portraying her as a poor, vulnerable, peace-loving girl who just happened to have the bad luck to get mixed up with a murderer. Except now it turns out she was mixed up with 2 murderers in 2 years. If I'm a juror, I want to know how come. I want to know why. What? More bad luck? Coincidence? Absent-mindedness? No, to hell with the jury. I want to know how come.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying an innocent person would have told us.
Oh, come on, Vince. That's a crock. So would a guilty person.
Tell me one thing. Deep in your heart, gut instinct, is she innocent or guilty?
Sorry, Vince. I can't help you out. But I will tell you one thing. Your summation better be good. No, I take that back. It better be brilliant.
Why didn't you tell me?
Would you have taken the case if I told you?
More and more people are waking up to Juan Valdez and his 100% Colombian coffee. And so can you.
Buenos dias.
Just look for Juan on the label when you're shopping. You can't miss him. 100% Colombian coffee. The richest coffee in the world.
When something is wrong with my baby.
More people trust their babies to Canadian Tire technicians for help than anyone else. Canadian Tire, Canada's #1 choice for auto service. Right now, you can get 20% off installed brakes at Canadian Tire. So if you're not coming to Canadian Tire, what's stopping you? Canadian Tire, Canada's #1 choice for brakes.
Enjoy extra sugar-free gum.
You get extra flavor, extra fun in extra sugar-free gum.
The long-lasting sugar-free gum is extra with NutraSweet for extra refreshing flavor that lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra flavor for that extra long bite. Extra flavor for that extra long night. When you're chewing extra, the extra fresh flavor lasts an extra, extra, extra long time.
Extra lasts extra long.
I got just 2 things to say about this cereal. Boring. It's too simple. This is nothing but flakes. All right, the taste is good.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
I'm kind of shocked at something this simple tastes this good.
Taste them again for the first time. Wake up with Kellogg's Corn Flakes, introducing the Rooster Alarm Clock. Details on how to get yours available only on specially marked boxes of Kellogg's Corn Flakes. It's another great reason to taste them again for the first time.
Right now, Mazda has some special values under wrap.
Ooh.
What's so special? New GST reduced prices, free automatic transmission.
Free automatic?
Or equivalent value credit of up to $900 on many models. Plus loaded, specially priced special editions like 323,
Protégé, all
626, trucks, and MX6.
Great spoiler.
Thank you. And wait till you see our limited edition MPV and Miata.
In British Racing Green.
See your Mazda dealer soon. Because these special values won't last long.
The baby in this picture is going to have a very special year. A year of first steps, first words, first birthday. And none of these firsts will ever happen again. Now, if you were this baby's parents, which film would you choose? No other film in the world gives you purer, richer colors than Kodacolor Gold film. Aren't your pictures worth gold?
Some morning television can be a little fluffy. Some is tough to digest. Canada AM gives you a balanced start, just the right mix of news, weather, business, and entertainment. Start your day right. CTV's Canada AM.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it has been the defense's theory throughout the trial that Buck Walker killed Mac and Muff Graham alone. That on that fateful day, he went about his grisly business, popping back every few hours to the Iola to communicate with Miss Jenkins. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at what Buck Walker had to do alone, without any assistance, without being seen or being heard. He had to find Mac and Muff Graham. He had to kill them both. He had to burn Muff's head with an acetylene torch he would have to get from the sea wind. He had to get 2 aluminum containers and bring them to the place where he killed Mac and Muff. He had to dismember Muff's body to fit it in the container. He then burned the body in the container for 15 to 20 minutes, as we were told by the expert. He had to load the containers containing a 180-pound man and a 120-pound woman onto a rubber Zodiac, take that Zodiac into the lagoon, dump the bodies, return to shore, beast the Zodiac upside down, and walk back. If either of the killings took place in the Seawind, he would have to go back and clean up the evidence, and then set up the drinks and the appetizer tray for later on. And he had to do this without being seen by Miss Jenkins, without her seeing the smoke, without her hearing the motor of the Zodiac, or even noticing if anything was suspicious about him. Finally, crowning touch. He decides to kill 2 people and hide it from his girlfriend, who could take the Iola's dinghy to the shore at any time and catch him in the act. This man was clever enough to do everything else, but wasn't clever enough to remove the dinghy. This is the story that Jennifer Jenkins would like you to believe. Should you believe it? Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Jenkins has admitted to lying before about this case to a jury like you. Far from being a non-violent, compassionate person, she has lived with not 1, but 2 convicted murderers. She had the motive. She had the opportunity. And most damning of all, there was nobody else on the island. There were 4 people there. Mac and Muff Graham disappeared, and Jennifer Jenkins and Buck Walker ended up with their boat in the Alawai Harbor, 1,000 miles away, re-registered, its hull entirely repainted, its name removed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time, after 11 and a half years, for you to find Jennifer Jenkins guilty of murder. Thank you.
Time, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, in our system of justice, the defendant is always innocent unless proven guilty, beyond a reasonable doubt. Unless, not until. The burden of proof always rests with the prosecution. Key words. The burden of proof never shifts to the defendant. But a strange and ominous thing has happened during this trial. The entire thrust of the prosecution's case has been, in effect, Jennifer Jenkins We don't have to prove that you murdered Muff Graham. We put you on Palmyra at the time of the murder. We put you on the Sea Wind after the murder. Now, Miss Jenkins, you prove that you did not commit the murder. Now let's try to reconstruct as best we can what actually happened on that tragic day in August. The first question that presents itself in view of the evidence is whether or not there was in fact an invitation to dinner. The necessity of the situation dictated that Jennifer accompany Buck back to Hawaii on the Sea Wind. Now, wouldn't most people in that situation have done the same thing? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when a person is guilty of a crime, he acts the way we expect a guilty person to act. He acts guilty. In fact, Mr. Inoki has suggested that when Jennifer ran from the Coast Guard at Alloway Harbor, she was acting like a guilty person. And he was right. Except what caused her to run was not the knowledge that she was guilty of murder. No. Guilty of being on a boat that didn't belong to her. Guilty of aiding and abetting a fugitive. But if a guilty person acts guilty, and the prosecution has put on evidence of consciousness of guilt, then it's equally true that an innocent person can act innocent. And I can show you that time and again throughout the events leading up to this trial, that Jennifer Jenkins acted in a way that only an innocent person could act. With a consciousness of innocence. For example, she testified that she found the Grahams' overturned dinghy on the beach. When in fact, it would have been far more logical if she'd made up this story of a boating accident to say that she'd found it in the water. Consciousness of innocence. In 1974, she told Agent Shishido exactly where she found the dinghy. And lo and behold, 7 years later, Sharon Jordan comes along and she finds Muff Graham's remains in that very same area. Now, if someone was going to commit a murder and hide the body, do they then turn around and tell the authorities where to find it? Consciousness of innocence. Jennifer kept the interior of the Sea Wind, just the way the Grahams left it. She even kept a picture of Mac and Muff on the wall. Consciousness of innocence. When Agent Shishido questioned her, she was so eager to tell him everything that happened that she kept interrupting him, even while he was advising her of her constitutional rights. Snapshot glimpses, ladies and gentlemen, of an innocent mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to conclude with a piece of evidence pointing to Jennifer's innocence and Buck's guilt. A piece of evidence that's so powerful that if there was nothing else in this entire case, it would cast doubt on the prosecution's theory. Mr. Inoki would have us believe that two cold-blooded murderers with all the time in the world to cover their crime, murderers who were careful enough to burn the face of their victim to prevent identification, who then broke her bones so her body would fit in that box, who then wrapped the box with wire. He would have us believe that they were then so stupid that they disposed of the bodies right there on the island, in the lagoon. The first place sure to be dredged. A place where the bodies could surface and float to the shore, which is exactly what happened. Moreover, and this is the critical part, they did this knowing that they had easy access to an ideal burial ground, a place that would virtually guarantee that the bodies would never be found, the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Now, why would they do this? It doesn't make sense. Well, the answer is they didn't do it. They didn't do it. He did it. He, Buck Walker, did it alone. Because he not only had to hide the bodies from the authorities, he had to hide them from Jennifer Jenkins. Ladies and gentlemen, there is only one verdict consistent with the evidence in this case. And that is a verdict of not guilty. Not guilty. Thank you.
Sounds great. Okay, bye-bye. In real estate, you just can't stop for a bad headache. Now I have more choices for pain relief. I've tried ASA, I've tried acetaminophen, but today I choose Advil, a different kind of pain reliever. My doctor recommended Advil. For my headaches, Advil has the strength to deliver really effective pain relief. In fact, one is often enough. And for me, it's important that there's little chance of stomach upset. Thanks.
Advil, a different kind of pain reliever. Ask for it at your pharmacist's counter.
The Toyota Previa looks quite stylish, outside and inside, and that's a fact. The Toyota Previa looks like it loves the road, and that's true. The Toyota Previa looks like it cradles that precious cargo of yours comfortably and securely, and it does. The Toyota Previa looks like it should be one of the 10 best cars of 1991, and it is. Toyota Previa, the promise of something better.
Not surprisingly, most people don't think too much about gum disease. But the fact is, if you don't have healthy gums, you won't have healthy teeth. There is, however, a way to help prevent gum disease. Brush every day, floss every day, and most of all, see your dentist regularly. When you consider the alternative, it's not much to ask. A message from Colgate and the Canadian Dental Association.
Kevin was known as a colorful character. One day, while he was eating his Rainbow Chips Ahoy cookie, he came upon Mrs. Green and her dog Blackie, whom he had met sometime earlier. And what did Mr. Christie say? Nice little idea, Kevin. New bite-sized mini Rainbow Chips Ahoy from Mr. Christie and Kevin.
Butter. It doesn't take much.
Katie, what's for breakfast? Scrambled eggs. Oh. And cheese. Cheese? Yeah, right inside there. I'm gonna rope this cheese. More cheese, please.
Body ache, muscle and joint pain. Reach for Entrophin, the non-prescription medicine doctors recommend most for body pain. Like bursitis, backache, sprains and strains. Specially coded to help prevent stomach upset, Entrophin tablets deliver effective relief from body pain so you can move more freely. Entrophin, body pain specialist from Frost.
A note from the jury foreman. I quote, "We've taken 7 votes and we're tied 6 and 6. What do we do now?" Unquote. Well, I'm going to ask them to keep going. But you ought to be thinking about what to do if it's the same way tomorrow.
I count 8. Where are the others? Over there. I bet you there's a guilty table and an innocent table.
Yes, this rock is guilty for sure. He's got 7 lunch companions.
Elliot.
Vince. Just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah, me too. You think they go this long?
1 day, 2 days, who cares as long as you're having fun?
Another note, and I quote again, jury at 10 to 2, the two are firm.
It's got to be their way.
We don't know that.
Your Honor, this has become a war of attrition. You've got to declare a mistrial.
Your Honor, 10 to 2. They're making progress.
Well, let's ask them.
Must be the only ones that voted not guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've read your note, and I understand that you say the two are firm. But I'm going to ask you to go back to the wars one more time and discuss only the issue of whether it's worthwhile to go on. We'll all await your decision.
They broke half an hour ago. There's no word. Len says it doesn't mean anything one way or the other. Jen, let's go home.
Don't.
Can you think of any conceivable scenario where two jurors who were supposedly on our side would have tears in their eyes if the vote were 10 to 2 for acquittal?
The jury has just informed me that they've reached a verdict. Defendant will rise. The clerk will read the verdict.
As to the murder of Eleanor Graham, we, the jury, find the defendant, Jennifer Jenkins, not guilty.
Order in the court.
Look at the jurors' faces, believe it.
Yeah.
I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it.
And we thought the two of you were crying because you were the only ones that were holding out for acquittal.
We were for acquittal, all right. We were just so frustrated because we couldn't convince the last two.
Wait, don't tell me. The guy in the end, right?
I knew you thought that, but I voted not guilty from the start.
Really?
If I'd known that, it would have saved me a lot of sleepless nights. Well, thank you all very much. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
The first toast. The first toast is to my sister. My innocent sister.
Oh, yeah.
To Jennifer. But innocence doesn't win court cases. Good attorneys do.
Here.
To Vince Bugliosi. Len Wineglass, two of the best.
Yes.
Here.
You're great. You're great.
Jennifer.
Ted. You all right?
All right? Are you kidding? I'm perfect. Pure as the driven snow. The jury of my peers just said so.
So?
So what?
So why are you drinking? Like you're trying to forget something.
Tell me something, Counselor. You think I'm pure as the driven snow?
You know, I never really knew what that expression means.
Well, let me put it this way. What if, say, 13 years ago, this big, dangerous hunk of a loser had come up to me at this party in Hawaii and I'd said, get lost. Would Mac and Muff still be alive?
I don't know.
Or what if he'd said, hey, babe, we're going to get this boat and sail away to an island paradise. And I'd said, you out of your stupid mind. Would Mac and Muff still be alive?
Jennifer, you're not...
Shut up, Vince. You talked all day in court, and now it's my turn. What if after the boat fell off the trailer, I hadn't bullied him into fixing it? What if I hadn't fought with him and made him feel small? What if I hadn't said the Sea Wind was a great boat? What if I hadn't said I like Mac? What if?
Jennifer, that's enough.
Oh, go to hell, Vince. You and your I won't defend you unless you're innocent. If I'm innocent, how come Mac and Muff are dead?
Thursday, a new researcher manipulates her way to the top until Hildebrand drops the curtain and the ex-cons drama begins to unravel on ENG. Then Saturday, when a new kid arrives at the ranch, loan sharks show up fishing for information about a well-known musician. Murray McLaughlin guest stars on Neon Rider. Then Sunday, experiencing the good life on a budget. Live It Up, a cheapskate's guide to the best of everything. A CTV special. CTV News with Lloyd Robertson, next.
Jake's got women.